Bishop Garland Hunt, and this is the Power of Hope devotional. Listen, as most of you know, I'm pretty straightforward, and I did last few days ago. I did a teaching on the life begins at conception. So I guess I'm gonna have to do a part two. I felt like I was rushing, and then of course there's always an outburst of opinions about it. So let me slow down and deal with it some more. And of course, most of this is coming to light because of what the whole idea of Roe versus Wade being overturned and what the impact of that is in our culture. And of course, the fear is, oh my God, now abortion is going to be illegal, unconstitutional. But again, it did not make Roe versus Wade unconstitutional. What it did say was that abortion unconstitutional. It did say it leaves the rights to the states. And some of you are fearful because you're saying, well, if it's up to my state, the whole thing would be totally void. You have to go somewhere else to get an abortion. And I understand the concern and the fear because you feel like something's taken from you. There's an option that's been taken from you. But let me be clear. I don't hardly know anybody that has not either themselves, the mother decided to keep them and they didn't follow through abortion, or some of the women have considered abortion or had an abortion, or even some of the men, you would have had a child and your baby was aborted. Abortion has affected so many people. As a matter of fact, when you look at it, since Roe versus Wade was decided back in 1973, there's over 60 million abortions that have taken place in the United States since then. Over 60 million. 60 million. Now, you know the total population of, say, the black community itself is like 13 million. So you're talking about 60 million over a period of time. But let me just say this, since you mentioned the black community, I want to be I don't know. Is it a surprise to know that I'm black? But I have to be concerned also about the impact even on the black community. Because as I said before, that the inside that womb and the mother should be a place where the child is kept. And I read to you last time out of 139, Psalms 139. Go back and read that. But maybe I should tell you. It says that I will praise thee, for I'm fearfully and wonderfully made, marvelous are thy works, and that my soul knoweth right well. My substance was not hid from thee when I was made in secret. In other words, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. In Galatians, actually, Paul was talking about his birth. And it says, but when it pleased God, he separated me from my mother's womb and called me by his grace to reveal his son in me, that I might preach him among the heathen. But it said he separated me in my mother's womb. So his was ordained in his mother's womb. Jeremiah ordained in the womb even beforehand. What I'm saying to you now is that, listen, it's not about the conditions of the actual sexual act. It's not who participated, what the conditions were. Oh, they shouldn't have a baby together. That child is ordained by God. That child is known by God. That child is different from the mother's body, different fingerprints, different retina of the eye, different DNA, totally different child. But let me just say this to you for those that don't know about the black community. But Margaret Sanger believed in eugenics. Eugenics was a worldview. And it comes stemming from Nazism, which is even coming from even back Darwinism, where you go Darwin and you come up and you talk about Galton and Malthus and these guys. These guys were those that were leading in this charge of eugenics, was saying basically that because we believe in evolution, that the greater species or the species that's more intellectual, that they are they're better fit. And they're not such a strain on the earth. But those that are a worse species or undesired species, they're the ones that are greater strain on the earth and the resources. So the goal is to get rid of the undesirable, get rid of the undesirable species, the defected species. And that was black. So therefore, they set Planned Parenthood up as a form of a eugenic genocide that was focused on the black community. Margaret Sanger talked to black preachers, unfortunately, and said, if you tell the people that it's okay, if you tell them about birth control, you tell them about abortion. So therefore, they planted these Planned Parenthoods in these inner cities, and then also around the Hispanic too. So in reality, when you start looking at it, 30 to 40% of all the abortions take place in the black community. So, but we only represent 13%. You understand what I'm saying? It's a great impact on the black community. And right now, when you have only about 75% of blacks that have go to an unwed mother, so it kind of convinces it, well, it's not safe, or it won't be, he's going to grow up in a bad house, or what about the pipeline? So you have all these reasons to kill the baby in the womb. Black babies should not be killed in the womb. Heck, white babies, Hispanic babies should not be killed in the womb. But I just want to let you know that it was a deliberate scheme of the enemy to bring genocide to the black community by promoting abortion. Eugenics is real, and it has manifested in multiple deaths within the black community. In some cases, in some places like Washington, D.C., New York, the babies that have been killed outnumber the live births. The babies that have been killed in the womb outnumber the live births. So it has had a genocidal effect. What I'm saying to you is that this is a form of population control, and it's working. So broaden this thing. And then let me be clear again. The Bible's clear. I've gone over again. I'm sorry. I've gone over my time. I want to be tell you clear. Life begins at conception. There is no other belief about it if you're going to go by the Word of God. This is Bishop Garland, Power of Hope Devotional. I'll talk to you next time.